Hello, everyone. So today, I've decided to actually do a SQL boot camp for everyone, and because I love SQL, and I think um, SQL is actually number one software programming language that I believe that everybody needs to know, and especially if you're a nine to fiver, um, and you're trying to grow in the career of data analytics or business analytics, or even a financial analyst. Um, those are some good fields, and you're just you know want to get started on SQL. Um, I want you guys to follow along and practice with me as we take this journey together. Uh, you know, um, I just wanted to do it. It's good practice for everyone, and I want everyone to learn SQL as it is one of the most important programming language that you should learn. And I think that even if you're a software programmer, developer, engineer, doesn't matter. You need to know SQL. You can't you know really go without it. You do need to have some sort of knowledge. Um, and whether you want to take the route of either becoming a developer, you want to go into the front end or back end development, or like a software engineering coding stuff, or you want to do like querying, like doing data analysis, doing data visualizations. So it's totally up to you. But I think SQL is definitely a useful, helpful tool for everyone. So it's going to be a boot camp. So I'm going to go one by one through each step, and I'm going to make sure we cover everything. And I'm also going to include a project. We'll do a couple of projects, and um, just to get practice and also practice for an interview. Um, so I think that will be real helpful. So let's get started, and this is going to be like a small video because I'm going to divide the videos into different portions so you can don't get bored. Um, so the website we're going to use is W3 Schools. Yeah. One of my favorite websites. They have all the good uh, tools and everything that you need to know. Um, for some reason, my float on top doesn't work. Uh, so it hides it. So if you guys are a Mac user and you watch the video, please comment below to kind of. So we'll go to W3 Schools and go to this option, SQL. So the very introduction we can read through and go one by one, go slow, no rush. I just don't want this. I hate these ads here in the corner. Anyway, what is SQL? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. SQL lets you access and manipulate databases. SQL became a standard of the American National Standard Institute, ANCI, in 1986, and of the International Organization for Standardization. What can SQL do? SQL can execute queries against a database. SQL can retrieve data from a database. SQL can insert record in a database. SQL can update records in a database. SQL can delete records from a database. SQL can create new databases. SQL can create new tables in a database. SQL can create stored procedures in a database. SQL can create views in a database. SQL can get set permissions on tables, procedures, and views. Okay, so SQL is a standard, but although SQL is an ANSI ISO standard, there are different versions of SQL language. However, to be compliant with the ANSI standard, they are support to at least major commands. Select, update, delete, insert, where is a similar matter. Using SQL in your website. And RDBMS database programs, which is Microsoft Access SQL Server, Microsoft SQL, MySQL, to use a server-side scripting language like PHP or ACP. To use SQL to get the data you want, to use HTML, CSS to sell a page. Okay. So just a little bit of intro, and I really like to see myself when I'm talking in the. So there's a you know I don't know what's the issue with Mac, but so that was just a basic introduction. So we're gonna go slow, no rush. We want to make sure that there's the new beginners or your mid-level, high level. It's gonna help everyone now. We're gonna go through it, have fun, learn SQL. Get that good job, make more money, and live a good life. And it's all gonna start with SQL. At least I believe so, and you can give it a shot. And I hope this helps for you to get a better job in the data analytics field because it's growing like crazy. Like we can do the research, Google it, you'll know, man. It's like crazy. Like it's growing like crazy. So started using Mac, and so far I think it's all right. Just gotta get used to it. So the very first thing, um, is called the select statement. The select statement is used to select data from a database. So that's the number one thing you're gonna have to go through. And I won't cover too much because we're gonna be going through everything here. Select instinct, where order by everything one by one. We're gonna go through because they're all important topics. We cannot leave one of them because if you are in an interview and you just get lucky, you get an interview, they ask you and you don't know, then that's a no. You because you gotta know everything they're asking you, and no need to get worried. You at least give it a try, even if you don't get the job. At least you give it a try. So it all starts from learning and just practice more. You have to practice querying, um, and sometimes it's just your luck that sometimes they a little bit and they still like you, your personality, your attitude, you're energetic, and you show the willingness to learn. And if things fall in the right places and it's your luck, it's for you, you get the job. But you do have to do your best in learning, because even if you get the job and you start and you don't know anything, and then that could be a problem. So you do have to have some practice, have some knowledge. Let's go back here and select statement. Statement is used to select data from a database. Um, so select return data from the customers table. Let's try an example on what that is. What is select statement, right? So here in this W3 Schools, the good thing is this is a very good website. Honestly, like I've tried all of them, made videos about it, but W3 Schools really gets the wins the award, wins the Oscar for best website for learners who are trying to learn programming languages, software development, front, back, and HTML, CSS, Python, PHP, C plus C sharp, whatever, everything. Best website. So as you can see, I ran the SQL query, um, and so basically, we have to look at the table name. Okay, so as you can see, these are the tables. So this is the customers table. Okay, so what is a table? So basically, this is what a table looks like. In the tables, there's you can see it has these columns. So these are columns. Okay, customer ID, that's a column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Customer name, that's a column, and these are rows. Okay, so vertical is the columns. Okay, so when we go like a straight line, vertical is like this. Okay, so vertical is the columns. CD, postal, these are the columns, and these are rows. So row 1. Okay, that's row 1. In the horizontal, that's row 1. Customer ID, Alfred, uh, Maria Andrews, and the address, city, postcode, and country. So that's what a table consists of: rows and columns. Okay, so you gotta really know what that means. Remember the terms. Okay, so run the and so just for as you can see, if you select the entire table. Okay, so let's just say I want to let's start over, and I'm gonna go back, and let's just say I want to look at employees table, right? So as you can see, okay, instead of them giving us the answer, we can try it by ourselves. So you can just follow like select. So you will write select. In order to select, if you want to select the entire table just to look at it, you remember you have to do select star from select star customers, and okay. So anytime you also get stuck, so remember, like, select star from customers, and then you put this apostrophe at the end. So anytime you do this, you have to put this, that, because that's what that means is the query is ending. You do this at the end of the query. Just remember that, you don't forget. You have to put this at the end of the query. Okay. So remember, this is just a select statement. We're gonna go really slow. And let's just say we want to look at some other table, okay? And anytime you get stuck, you're like, oh, you know what, I don't remember the syntax, okay? A syntax is basically like the code on how you can pull the query. And as long as you know the syntax, you can fit in the words, right? So the syntax is, if you want to select a specific column from the table, you put the select and then the column one, column two, whichever column you want, and as many columns you want, and from the table name. So let's just do the example first. We will go, the very basic thing is selecting the entire table, okay? We can write this down, make notes. From the entire table, select star, which is selects the entire table from employees. Let's look at the employees table. Okay, as you can see, we selected the employees table. It has the employee ID, last name, first name, birthday, photo, notes. Okay, and then let's look at orders table. Let's just say if I want to look at order, I can just remove this. I don't need to type the whole thing in. Just do orders. There we go. We got the orders table. Okay, so now let's just say I'm looking at products table, but I want to look at let's just say I just want to look at um, mm, let's just say I want to look at just product. Uh, Remember this, the select statement is used to select data from a database. So select statement is just used to select the data from the database. Just remember these terms. You have to you know them by heart, what they mean, so you don't forget. Even though you know in your head what it is, but what if somebody asks you, what are you going to tell them? The select statement is that it selects data from the database. Remember the definition. So let's just say, you know, so we know what we practiced is, we practiced on how to select the data from the database. We learned how to select the entire table. But now let's just say we want to look at just some columns, right? So I mean, let's just remember there's a syntax that you can always look at. Select, let's just say I want to look at product name. And I also want to look at price column, okay, sure. And I want to look at product IDs too. So from, and so again, this is just, you got to know by heart, and it makes it really easy. It's not that tough. Just select, what are you selecting, right? You want to select columns, and from what table, from where, right? You have to tell them from where. Then table is products. There we go. Okay, so it worked. So what we learned so far is we select the data from the database, and we also select the different columns. Okay, so we select a product ID, product name, price. We selected 3 columns. I just wanted is to see what product name and what their price is, right? So if I want to buy, because also when you actually doing a data analytics analyst, if you are a data analyst, you can be asked, hey, tell me how much chai cost. You will say $18. You'll say how much Uncle Bob's organic dried pears cost. $30, and what the product ID is. You'll say it's salmon. So you see, you can answer questions like that. um, okay, so I want to make sure I cover everything from this portion. Select statement. Uh, okay, so I think I'll stop right there. Give a little bit of introduction. We touched based on what the select statement is. So I hope that helps you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna continue this boot camp, and I'll. So this one will be just called "What Select Statement Is" video. I'll post that and I'll try to combine everything in there. So I hope that helps. See you guys in the next video. Um, Take care. Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video and share. Thank you. Bye bye.